Enjoy the fifth and last part of our tryst with Telugu theatre. Mr. G Udaya Bhanu, director, actor, and a much respected Telugu theatre personality talks about its rich heritage, along with theatre activists Mr. Swapan Mandol and Miss Souravi Ray.
Mungitlo Natakam, which literally means theatre at your threshold. Okay, so what we did was we announced to the various colonies in the Twin Cities and told them that we are ready to come and perform a play free of cost in their colonies. The only condition is that they should have a permanent stage, because constructing a temporary stage is a very costly affair, and they should have a three-phase connection, and they should provide chairs for the audience to sit. Okay, if they have a permanent auditorium and they have a seating arrangement, that's well and good. Otherwise, these are the three conditions. Rest of the things like mics, sets, curtains, sound system, everything we got our own. In 2005, I purchased them only for that purpose. We did about 30 to 35 performances in that season, between 2005 and 2006. But we could not continue it because of human resources. In 2020 January, we started that again, because I have lots of people at my disposal as actors, as backstage workers, as people who can promote. In, of course, now the difference is between 2005 and 2020 is at that time there was no social media. Now we have social media, so we can promote our play or anything through social media. So I have abundance of people who can promote, who can do backstage and all that. So we started that in 2020, and we gave at least about 15 to 17 performances, I believe. So we were just taking off before this corona could play havoc on all our plans.
About something about Rasaranjani and the great master. This
Okay.
Our Chatla sir.
Okay.
Chatla Sri Ramlu sir.
Okay, I forgot about one landmark production that happened in Telugu theatre, which is called Maro Mohenjo-daro.
Maro Mohenjo-daro. Yes.
Maro Mohenjo-daro. Okay. It's a very landmark production where the miming is used for the first time, and it was produced by a group called Vijayanagar Cultural Association based in Hyderabad, and they were all dedicated actors. Chatla Sri Ramlu was the director of that play, who is also happened to be my guru, and who is also known to Mandol also. He's no more now. And that's one major production which affected the performances all over the state, all over the Telugu-speaking states. Even the playwriting method also it has affected. That's one thing I should mention here. And okay, coming back to Rasaranjani. Rasaranjani is an organization established about more than 25 years ago in Hyderabad. Chatla Sri Ramlu was a part of a very active member. I was also an active member of that. Their aim was to have regular shows in Hyderabad. And they used to have a ticket of about 10 rupees in those days. That was very minimal. Okay. So they got a venue in near Abbots. Okay. And they renovated that venue with curtains, lights and everything. And initially what they used to do is they used to have performances from Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday used to be holidays. So I tried my hand in there also. I produced about 3 or 4 productions there in that Rasaranjani. And Charandasu was part of that. Charandasu in Telugu was part of that. Okay. Which got a wonderful applause. And again, to cater to because they committed to have every week a new play, they had to again get back to the Parishad scene and ask those people to come and perform here. Again, they are, as I said, it's according to the Parishad formula. So here the problem was, one problem they faced was, the venue was in a downtown, where by evening 5:30 to 6, the transport used to be minimal. So for people to come and, in those days, we never had this many two-wheelers, all these things. So those who want to come and watch a performance, of course, auto was prohibitively costly. So those who want to come to watch a play, they have to depend on the public transport. Okay, and the public transport was not very near to this venue. That's one reason. And some of the place, because of the word of mouth publicity, for example, this I mentioned about Kanyasulkam. Kanyasulkam was the opening play for that organization, which got houseful collections. Okay. Later, the collections have dwindled. Okay, because of the quality of the place mostly. And I am proud to say that some of the productions that I made were housefuls. For example, Charandas was a houseful play. There is one prominent director called B.V. Karan. Actually, he worked with Gubbi Veeranna company, which is similar to Souravi company in Karnataka. Almost similar. Okay. And the only difference is it's not now. It's not there now. Gubbi Veeranna company is not there now, but whereas Souravi company is still continuing. So he expressed a wish to some NGOs and some organizations that he would like to do a play with a company called with the Souravi company, because he was groomed from in a company theater, so he wanted to work with the company again in his later years. So a company called, I don't remember the exact NGO which sponsored that. So they gave him that opportunity, and he produced about 3 plays with this Souravi company. One play is a Bengali play, I don't remember its name, B.N. Roy's play. You remember? I don't remember.
No.
And another play he wanted to do was The Good Woman of Szechuan, Brecht's Good Woman of Szechuan. So somehow somebody proposed my name to him to adopt that play for him. So I was given the task of adopting that play. I adopted, and I adopted into Telugu. It's an adaptation, mind you, it's not a translation. And I wrote the lyrics also. And he came to Hyderabad. At that time, the Souravi company was functioning from a village nearby to Hyderabad. So he came here and worked with them for about more than a month. So I was there and stayed with him for about a week, making corrections to the lyrics and other things. So that was my wonderful experience with a stalwart like B.V. Karanth, and who set music to my lyrics. I'm fortunate enough, and he really he liked my work.
Now, about some legend of Telugu theatre, like Bellari Raghava.
Raghava is one legend. We can call him a legend. Okay.
Yeah.
He was basically, by profession, he was a lawyer. Okay, Ballari is now part of Karnataka now. Even today, you will find both people there who are speaking in both Kannada and Telugu. So he is basically a lawyer. Okay, and he's a very handsome man. So his grandfather and his uncle, they were stalwarts of Telugu theatre. For example, Dharmavaram Ramakrishnacharya was one such stalwart who wrote earlier plays in Telugu. Okay, and also there is one uncle whose name was Polachalam Srinivas Rao. So he started his theatre career with them. Later he became very popular among Andhra audience, and what he used to do is people used to invite him to work with their community theatre in their villages or towns. So he used to go to various towns and small villages where they used to work for about 1 or 2 months on that particular play. Later, in the last 10 or 15 days, this man, Ballar Raghava, used to come and join the production, and he used to perform. And he is known as a very wonderful performer. And he also performed in London. And people say that it is rumored that Bernard Shaw happened to see his performance.
Plus of this, he was also from Railway family, no?
Yeah. Actually, Chatla was a guard in railways. He started as a guard in railways. Of course, at that time, he was a theatre buff right from his childhood, and he worked with some of the stalwarts of Telugu theatre. He started his theatre career in Vijayawada, and he worked in railways as guard. Okay. Later, he got an opportunity to study in London, RADA or some other institute, I don't remember exactly. And as a part of that, he and some other two of his friends, they went around Europe and saw some European theatre, and they came back. And after returning to India, after returning to Andhra Pradesh, he was appointed as a stage director in Andhra University. Okay, I forgot a major aspect of Telugu theatre. And I don't know whether you know it or not, Andhra University is almost the first university, as far as I know, which has set up a theatre department.
Vizag.
In Vizag. Okay. And today, Andhra, both Telugu-speaking states, have the most number of theatre departments in their universities, which no other state can boast of.
In Hyderabad, the 3 universities we have.
Yeah, in Hyderabad, we have in Nizam College, where I was an alumni, and I studied my PG diploma in theatre arts, which I forgot to mention in my main talk. And that was a very opportune moment for me to pursue theatre and all that. And then there is a theatre department in University of Hyderabad and also Telugu University. Okay. So, and later, after coming back to India, he was appointed as stage director in Andhra University Theatre Department. And later, when this theatre department was set up in Usmania University, he was invited as a professor in our institute, where I was a student of him, and I studied with him. And later, he retired as a theatre teacher. Okay, so he was one way I can say he was my mentor, and I learned many things from him. Okay, and I used to look up to him, and he used to share many things with me, and also his books. Okay.
My last question to you. This your friend, Tanikela Bharani, about.
Yeah.
He was a very brilliant actor in cinema, and he was actually from theatre.
Yes.
And I just heard, I don't know, they said they did a production, Oedipus, And using the backdrop of Ravindra Bharati, this using the steps of the Ravindra Bharati, this they beat up. I don't know, but that I want to know this. And Tanikala Bharani, I know he's a good writer also. His plays Gobrahanam, Kokoroko, which are the plays I have seen. Gograhanam I seen in Telugu, some of the Andhra group they did. Kokoroko also I did. I seen. Then Chalchal Guram I didn't see, but I heard about it from you. And Jambudipam, like this, he wrote so many good plays. And
Okay, I got your question. I got it. Actually, the Oedipus Rex play was done in our theatre department.
okay.
When I was a student when I was in first year, Tankala Bharani was my senior. So all the seniors
Okay.
have taken part in that play, and I happened to be one of the lighting designers for that play. The play did not happen in Ravindra Bharati. The play happened in Women's College Koti, which has a
Women's College.
Greek structure and Greek all the Greek elements of the architecture, all the Greek elements of architecture in there, where you will find big pillars and big steps and all that. The setting was wonderful and fantastic, and the production also was a very successful production. He was part of that, and in that Oedipus, he did the role of Creon.
Actually, it was really wonderful listening to all the stories and everything that you shared about your journey, Bhumika's journey, and the journey of Telugu theatre in general. So it's very different and in some places similar. One thing I would as you have mentioned, that human resource is dwindling in theatre, and that is actually creating the problem. So let us just hope that it doesn't happen that way, and we get to see a lot of interesting, good, and wonderful theatrical performances.
Okay. I hope that my talk is useful and it serves the purpose as intended by Kallol. Okay, and I'm thankful for the opportunity that is given to me. Okay, because to capsule the whole theater in 2 hours is a very daunting task.
Yeah.
So I think I did it as far as I could do it. Thank you.
Thank you ever so much for spending your time with us. We hope you have enjoyed watching the program. Before we say bye-bye, we have a little request. Please spend a second to click on the subscribe button. No, this is not a financial subscription. It only means that you have seen and liked the program and subscribing to this channel so that you can watch many more such programs that we intend to bring to you. Thank you once again.